No more fantasizing about last minute victories. I'm definitely going to prison. The guard unlocked my ankle cuffs first. Then he orders me to bag up to the cell bar so he can take off the handcuffs. And I'm relieved, actually, after a pinch tight 400-mile bus ride. Slowly, I walk as if I'm tiptoeing down the tier, and cell 16 seems a long way as I follow the numbers 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm exhausted and I think to myself, how will I get out of this? How will I find a way out of this? Before I can lie down, say, man, where you come from and what's your name? I come from the youth authorities and my name is Al. All right, little Al, somebody get at you in the morning. Make sure you up when breakfast is served. The real question will come tomorrow. What are you in here for? You see, not all crimes are acceptable in prison. On the road, there lived all these characters, but none was more interesting than this one dude they called Stuff. Stuff was like a tall, red, thin brother with a big 1970 afro, always smiling as if he knew a secret. Creepy, but respectful. He'd either be standing in front of the bars, holding on to the cell bars. Sometimes he'd be in the very back of the cell, or just standing posted up, looking at the two-way mirror, singing, "Mama, oh mama, I found that girl." Each time I stood close to the cell bars, I would catch Stuff rocking to and fro. And one day he caught me watching him. He said, "Don't trip, you'll be doing this too." "Not me, I won't be doing that. That's crazy." Before I knew it, I was singing, "Mama, oh mama, I found that girl." And one day came, Stuff standing at the bars watching me rock back and forth as I held the cell bars, and he smiled. Stuff was strange, but he was cool. But who would have known a country boy fighting double life would change the course of my life? The day I met Mason, I asked him to read a letter I wrote to my girlfriend. I wanted validation for my creation. I knew it had heat. I mean, that letter was on fire. And he accepted. I grabbed my line that was made out of torn sheet, placed a weight on the end of it, and swung it down the tier. "Mason, can you get it? Can you get my line?" "Yeah, I see it. Hold on now." "Okay, pull it in." "I got it. Go on now. Take off." I waited in anticipation, knowing he would be impressed by my macking skills. But then time started to elapse and not a word from Mason. Now I'm growing a little concerned that maybe I won't be able to send my letter out tonight and that I'll have to wait till Sunday. "Hey, Mason. Hey, Mason. You check it out yet?" "Hold up, little Al. I'm taking a bird bath and I'm gonna clean my cell. I'll be out for freeway to make my phone call and I'll drop it on the bars. It was too late now. Soon after I heard the cell bars open and Mason walking down the tier, he walked by, set my letter on the cell bars and kept on walking. My eyes followed him as far as I could see. Mason. Al, let me make my phone call and I'll get back to you. I opened up the envelope just to reread this bomb letter. What the? Red ink all over my letter. Run-on sentences, fragmented sentences, lines, corrections all through my letter. Punctuations. They even had something where the period was on top and a comma at the bottom. I can't wait to ask them what this is all about. I mean, why did he mark up my letter? Mason finally coming towards my cell. Man, what did you do to my letter? Al, you seem like the kind of brother who prides himself on how you express yourself. I made corrections for you. Now I can't send out my letter until Sunday. You don't want to send that letter out. I can't now. I have to write it all over. Good. Al, if you're sending that letter to a girl who relates at that level, maybe you could do better. Mason's advice spoke volumes to me. I mean, it was as if he had shedded a light on my weakness. I hadn't attended school in a long time, and I felt so incompetent because of my illiteracy. How did he know? Even more important, why do he care? Mason and I, we would talk almost every day, sometimes until a quiet period. Everybody had to be silent at 10 p.m. That was the rule set by the prisoner, the shot callers, and everybody honored that rule. Mason would entertain me by reciting these toasts like the signifying monkey. My favorite was the rise and the fall. He would start off, some of you guys may be surprised at the things I'm about to say. You say, who is this lame who speaks of the game and where did he learn to play? Well, I'll begin from the start and come right from the heart and run it all down to you because I want you to know how Mac can blow in spite of all he can do. It was Friday night and Figueroa was bright and all the doomers were stalking their prey, where the cold was crime under the neon sign and the weak were doomed to pay. Man, I just love to hear him recite those toasts. I was informed immediately afterwards that I'd be on the next bus ride to Solano State Prison, the end of the line. Mason and I agreed to stay in touch. Lil Al, you out of here in the morning, right? Yes, Mason. Keep standing tall through it all. Remember, they can't keep a good brother down. Get in school and get your education, man. The only thing them white folks can't take away from you. I don't know about school, but you send me some of those toasts, all right? Hope you beat your case, Mason. I really do. Me too, Lil Al, me too. Guards, if any of you fellas believe in the Lord, you give your soul to him because now Your ass belongs to me. Welcome to Solano State Prison, the end of the line. It wasn't long before I was locked up in the SHU, security housing unit. I kind of enjoyed the solitude, and Mason's meal kept me company. 3 or 4 months passed, and then came a letter from Mason saying that he beat one case, one charge, but the second charge he was convicted and sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Now, he was on his way. I tried to occupy my time in this small cell. I would exercise, run in place, read as much as I could until I just couldn't do much more. And then one morning I heard a voice hollering through the vent, "Lil Al, Lil Al." I run to the cell boards, look down, and there's Mason. And I'm so happy to see him. I said, "Mason, how you doing?" And he hollers up to me in that familiar voice. He said, "I'm all right, Lil Al. Only the strong survive, and I'm gonna make it, just like you gonna make it." He said, "I only came out here to check on you and let you know I'm here. I'm not situated yet, but I will be soon because I got a job working as a teacher's aide. When you get out of there, you come on and check into the school." "Oh, I ain't checking into no damn school. I'm not going into the school, letting them white people indoctrinate me into all their beliefs. I'm not going to do it." He said, "Lil Al, you're always bucking up against it. But if you really want to know how to refute what they teaching, then you got to learn what they teaching." Mason, he was more like a philosopher than a convicted guy in prison. And now I'm starting to realize that he's not just another guy that I met that became friends, but he's actually the first mentor that I've had. And offering to tutor me, I'm not going to school. So the next day, I get a ducat, which is an invitation to go to a hearing. And I'm thinking it's pretty soon for me to be going to a hearing since I have such a longer time to be confined in the security housing unit. So I'm hoping like maybe it's somebody in my family. I don't know. I go to this hearing, and sitting across the table from me is a lady, and over to my left is a black sergeant. And the lady says, "How are you, Mr. Sasser?" "I'm fine under the circumstances." Well, as she turns the pages, she looks up and says, "Well, we have a point system, quite like the point system that brought you to the maximum security prison, but this point system only requires 20 points, and you have well over 20 points. So this is how we determine whether we're going to send you to Pelican Bay or to New Folsom, which is the 180 design. Everything would be indoors." "Ma'am, if you keep sending me with all the crowds of people that keep transferring from prison to prison, then I'm never going to be able to program. If I'm left by myself, I'm all right. I'm not in any trouble. But as soon as you mesh me with all these other guys, then I have to get in trouble in order to survive. Don't you understand that?" She looks at me and said, "Well, Mr. Sasser, you have a choice. You can choose to hang out with those guys, or you need to separate yourself. All I'm asking is to leave me here and allow me opportunity to program." Then the sergeant speaks up for the first time. And he asks, "If we left you here, Mrs. Sasser, what would you do?" I'll go to school. That's what I'd do. I'd go to school. She said, okay, we'll give you a chance. But if I hear your name one time, you're out of here. Thank you.